So if you've watched the last couple of videos about my friend's new Mustang GT, it's a 2006 and it had some Ford Racing hot cams in it, and one of the cams was chewed up, and so he's looking at replacement engines. And if you've watched the video, you've seen he's been looking for a replacement engine, and we've been talking about different ones, and he's shown me a few that have come up for sale, and some he'd have to travel to get, some on eBay. Now, there was one for sale locally at a wrecking yard, and that was very enticing to be able to just go pick it up here in town. And he was going to go look it over, and I asked if I could come along because I thought it'd be fun to go look at it. And we got there and noticed it wasn't covered. All the other engines were covered, and they said, oh, it's only been uncovered for a couple weeks. But it has been rained on and stuff, and so I told him that it'd be worth pulling a valve cover off if they'll let you do it. And this was out of a running car, and so you would think that it'd be okay. And sometimes you just want to trust it and buy it and go home and put it in the car. And it's very appealing to be able to do this with an engine that is local, ready to go. Just buy it and go swap it in the car. But we said, let's go ahead and look into it, maybe even take off the oil pan if we had time. But I said, well, let's at least take off the valve covers and we'll look inside. And so the overall outside of the engine was dirty, which is okay. I mean, that's common for an engine to be kind of dirty. But once we started pulling plugs, you can see this is where we called it a day and said, okay, we're going to walk away from this one. That plug was just totally messed up. The other plugs had a ton of grossness on them. The insides didn't look great either, but the outside looked really disgusting, probably from rainwater and stuff. It had gotten down in the boots or something. And this one, where the electrode is all gunked up, that was very concerning to me, possibly a head gasket issue there too. So we rotated the engine over, and the cams looked okay. I knew going into it that it was probably going to be dirty inside. I said, I bet you it's stained brown, kind of a gold color when the oil changes haven't been done on time. And sure enough, that's what we found. That's what I was expecting. But man, that plug with the ground strap completely gone is where we said, let's walk away from this one. And it's hard to do, but we wanted to do the right thing, and he's spending a lot of money. So I looked around the wrecking yard, being who I am. I just love seeing the Mustangs, especially. Really sad to see this one. It was a 04 V6, and this was even an interior upgrade package car. I could see it had the silver trim around the radio and shifter bezel with the ring like a Mach 1 or a Bullet, and it had the silver door soldier posts and the big headrests. And so really sad to see. And this is not a pick apart, so they don't let you just take things off of here. You'd have to have them take it off and buy it. Otherwise I'd be going to town on these. This is the GT that engine came out of. And so under further inspection, when you look around, you thought maybe this car wasn't as taken care of as it could have been. And so this is the car that the engine was coming out of, and I just thought, okay, that kind of shows, maybe it wasn't as nice of a car as you thought. It had 120-something thousand miles on it, but it was running until it got wrecked. So here is a Sunburst Gold 2000 Mustang V6. Kind of sad to see this car in there. So that's a cool car. You don't see many of them like that at all. So, I looked inside, and it was really gross inside. Maybe I guess the window was probably down and got rain and stuff in there, but surprising how quickly they get so dirty, because I'm sure the car wasn't so bad when it got there, but, I had actually recently done a video about the buck tags on the front of these cars, and I didn't see one for a V6 yet, so I thought, oh, the whole front end of this car is off. Let's look at the buck tag. So it says man for manual. It was a stick shift car, and spoiler, but no GT because it wasn't a GT. And here's a Corvette sitting in here, so that's something kind of sad to see. Cool car. So you never know what you're going to find in a wrecking yard or a junkyard. This one's pretty bad. But anyway, we'll keep you updated on what we do with this other car. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for more Mustang content.